For so many families around the world, the I-130 petition isn't just a government form, it's a lifeline to being together. It's the first real step towards securing permanent residency in the United States. And if you're still waiting on your I-130 in 2025, you know just how long that wait can feel. Each month goes by with little movement. Each email from USCIS feels like it might bring answers, but often doesn't. Now that we're already past the halfway point of 2025, the question on so many minds is this: what's really going on with I-130 processing timelines, and what can we expect for the rest of the year? Will processing times speed up or slow down? How is the Trump administration's return affecting USCIS efficiency? What does it mean for spouses, parents, and children hoping to reunite before the year ends? In this video, we'll break down the current state of I-130 processing, how the system has changed under the Trump administration, and what the rest of 2025 might look like for those still waiting. Whether you filed months ago or are just starting, this video will give you the clarity you need to plan ahead and stay informed. If you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's get into the video. To understand what's happening now with I-130 petitions, we need to look at both the recent history and the current administration's immigration strategy. Under the Biden administration, USCIS made serious efforts to reduce backlogs. They added staffing, updated technology, and temporarily waived certain interviews and biometric requirements to keep cases moving. These actions had a noticeable impact. By late 2023 and early 2024, many I-130 petitions, especially for immediate relatives, were seeing movement within 10 to 13 months, a significant improvement from pandemic-era delays, but that momentum didn't last. Since President Trump returned to office in January 2025, his administration has taken a much different approach to USCIS operations. One of the early executive directives was a comprehensive review of all family-based immigration processes with the stated goal of tightening eligibility and increasing national security checks. That has meant longer scrutiny periods, stricter background verifications, and the reintroduction of mandatory interviews in many categories where waivers were previously allowed. As of mid-year 2025, applicants are starting to feel the impact. Many have reported extended silence after receiving their receipt notices. Others who were nearing their interview date were told their case had been sent for additional review. And in some field offices, cases are being reopened or reassigned, causing confusion about timelines. One of the biggest changes this year has been the renewed emphasis on intent to permanently reside. This language now appears more frequently in USCIS notices and is being used to challenge both adjustment of status applicants inside the U.S. and consular processing cases abroad. What this means is that USCIS is spending more time verifying the legitimacy and depth of family relationships, especially for marriages that are relatively new, long distance, or where couples haven't yet lived together. Officers are reportedly instructed to dig deeper and spend more time reviewing supporting documents and affidavits. For couples and families navigating the I-130 process, this translates to longer wait times, often without warning or explanation. Now, let's talk about processing times. As of July 2025, USCIS reports that average wait times for I-130 petitions filed by U.S. citizens for their spouses range between 11 and 17 months, depending on the service center. The California and Nebraska centers have shown the most delays, while Texas and Potomac have seen slightly more consistent timelines, though still slower than in 2023. For green card holders petitioning for their spouses, the timeline can stretch from 16 to 24 months or more. In some cases, cases that should have moved forward quickly are hitting administrative roadblocks, often due to incomplete biometric data, delayed background checks, or requests for additional evidence that are taking longer than usual to process. One reason for this lag is the shift in USCIS staffing priorities. Several officers and processing teams have been reassigned to assist with humanitarian parole and asylum requests under new Trump-era border protocols. While this reflects the administration's changing priorities, It also means fewer resources are available for core family immigration services like the I-130. It's also important to note that consular processing times abroad are being affected by this backlog as well. U.S. embassies and consulates, especially in countries like India, the Philippines, and Mexico, are still catching up from previous pandemic delays. And now, with stricter document screening policies being enforced, many applicants are being rescheduled simply because their paperwork didn't perfectly align with embassy requirements. So what can we expect for the rest of 2025? Unfortunately, most signs point to a slower and more unpredictable processing environment. Unless the administration reverses course or Congress intervenes with increased USCIS funding, families may see timelines continue to stretch. Already, immigration attorneys are advising clients to plan for 15 to 20-month waits in many family-based categories, even in cases that once moved in under a year. That said, not all hope is lost. There are still ways to strengthen your case and reduce the chances of delay. First, submitting a complete, well-organized application from the start remains one of the most effective tools. USCIS officers are working under pressure, and disorganized or unclear submissions are more likely to be flagged for follow-up. Make sure your documents clearly demonstrate the relationship you're petitioning for. Include photos, travel history, communication logs, and joint financial records when applicable. And always double-check that forms are signed, fees are correct, and every section is fully completed. Second, stay vigilant. Watch for case status updates on the USCIS online portal and respond promptly to any requests for evidence. If you move, update your address immediately. And if your case seems stuck beyond the posted processing time, don't hesitate to submit a service request. It won't always get things moving, but it ensures your case stays on the radar. Finally, if your situation is urgent, say you or your petitioner is experiencing a serious medical issue, or your child is approaching an age cutoff under the Child Status Protection Act, it may be possible to request expedited processing. These requests are rarely granted, but in life-threatening or time-sensitive situations, they can make a difference. Looking ahead, the biggest unknown for the rest of 2025 is whether the administration will continue tightening the process, or whether legal challenges and court rulings will force USCIS to backtrack on some of these delays. Already, several immigration advocacy organizations are preparing lawsuits challenging the extended timelines and the lack of transparency. If those cases move forward, we could see renewed pressure on USCIS to justify its practices or streamline operations. But for now, the best strategy is to be proactive, well-prepared, and informed. This is not the year to assume your application will follow a standard path. It's the year to double-check everything, respond quickly, and advocate for your case. The U.S. Immigration Updates channel is here to guide you through every step of your immigration journey. From understanding visa categories and processing timelines to staying informed about important rule changes, we're committed to helping you make sense of it all. Whether you're applying for a visitor visa, work visa, student visa, or a green card through family, employment, or investment, we'll keep you updated with everything you need to know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to do so you never miss an important update. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.